Barker with BonnieBabeCrochet.com, and it is so good to be back home again. Um, been on the road, actually staying with my mother-in-law. You know the whole story. For the last really 6 weeks. So we're back home in Maryland for a short time, and it's just really really good to be back. And I have a special fun project to show you just how I feel about being back home in just a second. Let me go ahead. I'm going to try to get my computer booted up here so I can make sure that we're really doing this and I'm not just talking to myself, if you know what I mean. Oh wow, there's a lot of people in the chat. Let me go ahead and see what we got here. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year. I just want to wish everybody the most amazing 220, 2020 year. May it be a one that's memorable in the best possible ways for all of you. Well, let's go ahead and see. We have Discovering Hope um, in New York. I don't know how far you are from New York City, but I'm going to be in your area, New York City, and wow, in like 12 days, 11 days. So I hope to maybe to meet you. Um, Good to see Becky. Hi, Becky. Thanks for being our bouncer and keeping us all safe. And by the way, my daughter Becky, she's in South Carolina. She's with Grandma Barker. She's kind of, we're doing a tag team thing, as you know. And but anyway, she's there to help keep us safe from people who are not so positive in the chat and maybe don't want to encourage. So she's there to kind of help keep us safe. And also she's there to help answer any questions during the chat. It's really hard to, for me at least, to follow a line of thinking and try to respond to everybody's questions. So hopefully she'll be able to respond to some of your questions in the chat. I do go through every single contribution there, which I greatly appreciate after the time is over. But if there are any unanswered questions that you don't get either from me or from Becky, please feel free to just email me. Just go ahead and post another post down below once the video um, has been rendered and is replaying. If you do that, then I can answer you by text. And I do want to make sure that all your questions are answered, especially some of you have some great questions and they just kind of fly by while I'm talking. And I regret that sometimes, but until I can be omnipresent, this is just kind of the format we'll have to use. I want to say hi to Lazy Linda Crocheter from Phoenix. Welcome, welcome to our chat, Linda. Um, I'm sure you're not really lazy, but that is a cool name. And I want to say hi to Jay and Archer and Ace. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I see Esther in the chat. Hi, Esther. So good to see you. I've got a bag of yarn for you. Whenever Joseph or Sarah head up this way, it's just waiting in my little supply bag over here. Hi, Barbara and Connie Smith. Thank you so much for joining me today. Maggie. Um, Thank you. Glad she says glad she caught me live. Well, you did. Thank you for joining us. And Left is Right Crochet with Sandy. What a great name. Um, Thank you for joining us today. Let's see who else we have. Discovering Hope. Okay, she's near the Canadian border in Rochester. Yeah, that is kind of that's not exactly a walk down the street for sure. Well, maybe at some point we can connect up. I would really, really, look forward to those times when we can do that. Serena in Nambia. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us, Serena. Um, and Timothy from upstate New York. Wow, we have quite a few New Yorkers. Thank you for joining us. And Vicky from Missouri. Wow. And Judy from is it Braselton, Georgia? I wonder how far are you outside of Atlanta? I'm a little geography ignorant when it comes to some of those towns in Georgia, but I am trying to learn them now that I have two children living there with their spouses. Um, and Yuchi from Germany, thank you for joining us. And Marcia from Massachusetts. Wow, we got a lot of people. I'm just want to okay, Shelly Bates, Patty from Illinois, Missy. Missy Malone says, hello, is that sweater behind you a tutorial? Yes, yes, Very good. This is actually a sweater I've talked about quite a bit. I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit, but it's the my first crocheted sweater project that's coming up, and with the motto that goes with that is, just because it's your first crochet sweater doesn't mean it has to look like it's your first crocheted sweater, if you catch my drift. Okay. Nothing more discouraging when something looks so not so great and people say, oh, you made that, didn't you? I don't want your project, especially if it's your first crochet sweater that you're going to wear, to look like that. um, I want it to be something that you're proud to wear. And I think with the simple stitching that I've embodied in this, I think most of you can do it. If you're a confident beginner, this is for you. And let me go ahead and jump right into that since I've already talked a little bit about it. Let me look at my notes here. I just wanted to let you know that the yarn is available. I haven't put the link yet in the description, but I will do that at the end of the broadcast. I'll need to make a note. Becky, if you can remind me of that. Um, the yarn that I used is a DK weight. So honestly, you can use any DK weight yarn that you like. The yarn that I use is a tweed, which just has a really nice look to it, in my personal opinion. And it's also a wool alpaca blend. It's not the cheapest yarn in the store. I will definitely tell you that. It's not the most expensive either. For the quality of the natural fibers that I chose, it's actually a very um, reasonable price. I believe this is just under around $5. Actually, I'm not exactly sure of the price. I'll need to look that up. But this is the yarn that I used, and you can see the texture, and it feels pretty amazing. And anyway, so that will be coming, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. Let me give you the date. I did not write the date down. Okay, so this will be lucky January 13th, if that helps you to remember. It's only 2 videos, and I was really surprised when I edited the videos. The instruction time is actually quite short for such a project. There are only 2 seams, one down this side and one down the other side. The sleeves are actually sewn in the round onto the sweater, as well as the cabling, or the rather the ribbing for the neck, the sleeves, and the part across the bottom. This sweater can be for a girl or a guy. The only difference for a girl is you're going to have more stitching on the bottom here, so that it kind of flares out a little bit to shape the way women are normally shaped. For a guy, guys are more like this. Well, not all guys, of course, but you know what I'm saying. In general, it reminds me of the old Gilligan's Island episode, if you all ever remember that, where Ginger and Gilligan are talking, and I think Gilligan says, Ginger, and then Gilligan. Well, to make Gilligan's sweater, you have fewer stitches along there, so it'll just be a little tighter along the edge to fit a man appropriately. And that's the main difference. It's a very neutral kind of sweater. I think can be worn by anybody. So let me go back. So January 13th is the first release of this sweater. I wanted to give you all time to get into your new year, get into your routine, and before you sit down. I know as soon as you get home from all the Christmas holidays and back into your work schedule, maybe you're not ready to just bam go into more of an academic project. For some of you, I'm making a sweater. Although honestly, this is easy. This is not anything to be feared. And the whole purpose of the videos is to get you to overcome that fear of making something for you to wear. That's more of a fitted nature. All right, I just missed a whole bunch of comments here. I'm so sorry. But again, I am going to go through everyone. And if your question doesn't get answered by Becky or me, please repost after the broadcast, because there's just no way for me to physically go in and respond into this chat once the chat ends. Let's see. Oh, I'm so sorry. Joni, I'm so sorry for your news there. Another person experienced a sad family loss right around the holidays. I know how you're feeling, and I tell you, the holidays, while wonderful, will probably never be the same for me. But anyway, prayed for you, sister. Let's see. So sorry to see that. Okay, recover, recover, recover. Um, hey, Lynn, thank you for your comment there. Thank you, my Chicago friend. Still have to get to Chicago sometime. I've heard a lot about Chicago, have never been there. Would preferably like to visit in the summer. Don't want to get snowed in there forever, but so glad you could join us there. Let me see, what else do we have? Okay, well, I think I'm pretty much caught up. Let me go ahead and tell you. Let me ask you a question. What do you think the first thing I did as soon as I got home from a 9-hour trip on the road on January 1st? Have any ideas? Believe it or not, the first thing that I did after we unloaded the car and brought all our stuff in, and I had a lot of stuff because remember, I've been living somewhere else for 6 weeks and also working there. Well, let me see if anybody is guessing here. Oh, we have some Gilligan's Island lovers. Yay. All right. Well, anyway, the first thing that I did, don't know where I got the energy from, especially because if you can tell, I'm feeling better now, but I'm getting over a cold. Last one of the year 2019, and it's the first one of the year 2020. But anyway, I just got this burst of energy. I came into my room, and it was a bit of a mess. So I completely reorganized my yarn. Don't ask me why I did that after 9 hours on the road. It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wasn't hungry, and I just dropped everything. And for the next 2 hours, just kind of organized my workspace. And I was just really, really happy to do so. Pardon the phone. Okay, good. It was a robocall. No robocall picked that one up and filtered it out. Good. But anyway, one thing about coming home and just eat. Oh, come on. Telemarketers, go away. Anyway, so the first thing I did was to start. Okay, I'm sorry about the phone call, guys. I would move it out of this place, but this is the only place for a phone line, and oh my gosh, I wish I could turn that baby off, but I can't. Okay, let's give them credit. They are persistent. All right, well, anyway. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about that. It never rings that much. I don't know why it did that, but anyway, boy, that was a distraction. What I was talking about is I got home and I was so glad to be home, and I was just really high on cleaning and organizing. I mean, I don't know if that's ever happened to you. It doesn't happen to me very often. But I was just reminded of being out of my home for 6 weeks. I'm just reminded of the joy of having the privilege of organizing my own space again. Instead of, helping somebody with someone else, their space is one thing, but, just being able to organize my things and get my hands on my things again. And most of it is work related with the crochet. And I think it was just a reminder of just how much I love doing what I do. And thank you for your participation in helping me. Well, one thing I came up with, and I actually did this last night, recorded it within an hour. This is how easy this project is, and it's coming on Monday. This is what this is. Now, the color striping is just the way, I used, this is a different color scheme, but I used one of these, ombre cotton bales that you get at Walmart. And it just turned out into a pattern. But this is something I've been wanting to make for a while. And let me show you what it is. You see the hole at the bottom? Can anybody guess what this is for? It's not a purse, because you'd obviously lose everything of value. To help you organize in the new year, many of you may have these plastic bags that you get from the grocery store. And in our area, they actually charge for these. I try to take, the ones that are recyclable, but 9 times out of 10, I forget to bring them with me. They are all at home right by the door, and I don't bring them or whatever. So I end up with these bags. Before they started charging us for these bags, I used to collect them a lot more. And we would use them for trash can liners and all sorts of things around the house. And I mean, we didn't just throw them away, we would reuse them quite often. And we still do. But they can be a real pain when you've got a bunch of them just stacked every which way, and you know, they take up a lot of space. Well, this is the solution. You can pack these, just kind of, you know, ball them up and stick them in your bag. So just kind of, you know, make sure you get the air out of them. And you can put probably 50, 60 in this bag, you know, just kind of stick them in here. Of course, this bag will hold a ton of them because, you know, these compress down. And so what you do when you need one, you just pull them out one at a time out of the bottom. But you do need to make sure that you kind of fold them up. If you stick like a whole pile in at once, you know, just kind of ball them up individually and stick them in there. And then do this to close it. Then you can just hang it on the doorknob of your pantry or somewhere, or you could use this, you know, to tie it up somewhere, you know, out of sight. But you know, it'll help you to, you know, organize this. And again, see, look, this, you can put, like I say, 40, 50 easily into this given space. And since it's cotton, it washes very easily, and I think it'll last a lot longer. You can use acrylic if you have, you know, leftover acrylic at home in your stash. But I don't know that, honestly, that's fine. But I think the cotton just has a hardier feel for kitchen things to me. And I think it'll last a lot longer if you use cotton. But again, you can make it out of any fiber, any worsted weight fiber. Okay, let me get back to the chat here. Oh, Linda thought it was going to be a yarn holding bag. You know, you could probably put anything you want in there, Linda, as long as it doesn't come out the bottom, or even just make the closure smaller at the beginning. Yeah, some people say that the plastic bags have been banned. Well, you know, in some places, I know they may have been, but you know, in many places in the U.S., they are very much alive and well, and this is just a great way, you know, to keep things cleaner in your house personally, and also just to, you know, think of ways to make use of these things. You can also put other kind of storage items in there too if you wanted to, but there's mostly designed for the plastic bags. Well, I think I need to hurry up here because I have a few more things. Just wanted to remind you that the yarn that's recommended for this from Good Loops yarn is Nurturing Fibers merino sock weight yarn, and that is from South Africa, imported by Good Loops people. Hi, Stephanie. I hope you're doing well, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you, Jennifer, from South Africa. Looking forward to meeting you in New York in a couple weeks. But the videos are up, and they're doing really well. We have a few thousand hits already, and it's only been up like 3 or 4 days. So thank you for taking a look at this. I think it is an intermediate project, but again, if you are comfortable with the stitches and you can do a scarf that, you know, that doesn't grow unnecessarily and that doesn't shrink unintentionally as you grow the scarf, you could probably attempt this. You know, definitely give it a try. It might be a little confusing at first. There is a learning curve whenever you're learning something new. So, you know, as long as you're not expecting perfection from the onset, I think, you know, it's okay to get a little messy and make mistakes, and that's how I learned, and that's how I continue to learn many other things, including computer IT stuff. I mean, it's, you know, make your handful of mistakes before you finally get it, and that's fine. That's pretty normal. It's like we have some folks from South America in the chat. Buenos dias to Bonnie. And Krista is asking, have I ever done a hooded cowl? I have not, Krista. I haven't designed anything like that, but there are lots of excellent patterns if you just check around. I know Annie's, if you go to annies.com, They have some excellent patterns there. You may want to check out. There might be some in some back copies of Crochet World or Crochet Magazine. Maybe even check Interweave magazines. Lots of possibilities. So I hope you find something that yes, you're looking for there. Um, yeah, Becky, go ahead and design us one of those, hun. That would be great. Let's see, one other thing. I did mention I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be at Vogue Knitting Live in less than 2 weeks. I think it starts the 17th. I'll be setting up, helping Good Loops Fiber Company set up their table, and we'll be helping them just kind of man the table. I'm really hoping to meet lots of folks there. If you listen to my channel, or participate in these lives and you're there, please stop by and say hi. I would just love to put a face with a name. That would be so cool. So pray that we don't have snow. Although I'm not flying in, I'm taking the Amtrak, so I'm looking forward to the train ride out of DC. Um, and I'm mostly going there to learn, just to experience, what happens at these events, because I've never been to one. And I'm just really blessed to be able to help out Stephanie, um, in the process. I'm really looking forward to that. And let me see. To talk about teaching again, um, I am going to be teaching at Fiberfest. They've told you about that. I'm going to have to put some more information in the link. I'll put some there below. But the classes are open for sign up right now online. And of course, once those classes fill, then they close out. So if anybody's in the Loveland, Colorado area around April 29th and 30th, those are the 2 days that I'll be teaching. Please take a look at those online. I know it's an investment. It's not a cheap proposition. Um, but putting on these conferences, I know is a costly thing for the organizations that do that. Um, and it does help benefit, the companies that, help to keep more quality projects coming your way. So just want to keep that in mind. But I'm going to be teaching a few classes, 2 classes on cabling, and I'm going to be teaching 1 class on teaching beginning knitting to crocheters, which is kind of an interesting thing. And quite honestly, if you had asked me 5 years ago, or told me that I'd be teaching people to knit, I would say, get out of here. You're crazy. But I'm real excited about it now. Anyway, I'm real excited about it, and I would love to see some of you in this class. And I'm going to try to demystify, some of the issues that kept me from learning for so long. And so if that kind of describes you, if it's something you've wanted to do, but it's just not been your thing, or it's been hard, I have some things that I've learned that have helped me to overcome it and to really enjoy it. And I really want to share that specifically with you crocheters. So April 29th and 30th. So if you're in Loveland, Colorado, I would love to see you there. And as you know, I mentioned already CGOA, which is the abbreviation for Crochet Guild of America. If you haven't joined that before, you might want to just consider it or think about it. The fee, I think, for joining is around $35 to $40 for the year. And as part of that fee, you also get their magazine, Crochet Magazine, which, the money that you spend in signing up covers, like if you were to buy the 4 magazines from the newsstands, it's, I think, less to sign up for CGOA. And it also gives you discounts on classes and registration and things at conferences. This year's conference is going to be in New Orleans. And I'm really excited about that because I've never been to New Orleans before. And I'll be teaching 21 hours of classes. How am I going to do this? But I have really, really, really fun offerings to tell you about in the future. I'm not going to bore you with that now. But there are classes I've never taught, but I've always wanted to teach, things that I've done for years. But, I'm putting the classes together now. And one of them is the knitting for beginners. But there's going to be a lot of other fun stuff. And there's going to be some more design-centric classes there, including how to design your own asymmetrical scarf and how to design your own poncho. I mean, how much fun is that going to be? And the one about designing your poncho is going to be a 6-hour class. So you're going to get tired of me probably by the end of that class. We're going to know each other well if you sign up for that one. But anyway, that's coming in late July. There's still lots of time. We haven't gotten the signups for that one yet, but as soon as that comes, I will let you know. Let me see if there's anything real quick I need to respond to. Okay, well, I'm going to just keep going here because I want to be sensitive to your time. I wanted to ask you all a question, and this is kind of on a personal level for me. And the question that I wanted to ask you is, would you be interested in hearing more about my recent weight loss journey? I know this is a really highly sensitive topic these days. I'm not calling anybody fat. Believe me, I mean, that's the last thing I want to do. And it's been something I've struggled with, especially with menopause and being postmenopausal and all that. But, and this is not something to hard sell anybody on. I just thought if anybody's interested in that, let me know. And I'm thinking I may put a video together that's not live, but one that where I can really be thoughtful and think through what I want to say. And also, my daughter Hannah, I'm going to try to talk her into helping me too, because this is something where she's a young lady and she's struggled with this, and we're all still in the struggle. And again, I'm not out to be Barbie or anything, in even losing weight, but my main goal has been just to be healthier, to live longer, so that I can live long enough to see grandchildren and to really bless others, just to stick around a little bit longer. As we get older, we need that, I think. But if that's something you want, I did see quite a few yes, yes, yes. And I promise you, what I'll be sharing with you is not to be manipulative in any way. It doesn't involve going out and drinking all your meals. It does not involve buying food from a food bank somewhere where everybody does all your cooking, and it's real expensive. Nothing like that. I won't get into the details. I won't even tell you what I've done, but it was a very small investment monetarily, very small. And I had just gotten to the point in my life where I needed help. I mean, I've done all that I knew to do, and nothing was changing. And so I will take yes from all of you as maybe this is something that I can try to do. I'll try to get it out soon. Not sure when, but I am working hard. I've only got 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks at home before I go to New York. And then as soon as I get back from New York, I'm headed to South Carolina again. So I will try to do that. But this is just something I really want to share with you all, just in case that's something that you can benefit from. All right. Let's see what else we got. All right, I told you about the sweater. This is coming the 13th. I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, the colorful cables throw. I had so much fun doing that. I've finished all the recording. I've finished the project. I'm really excited about this one, guys. I hope you're getting excited about it too. And I checked online before I went live today, and I know it's been a problem with the yarn being in stock. It's been the holidays, people get extra Christmas money. They run deep discount sales at lovecrafts.com. I do have an affiliate link in the video description, and I have to tell you, if you use my affiliate link, I do benefit in a small way, but the cost is no different to you. You don't pay any extra or anything by using that link. But today they have Wanderlust is the colorway that I used. You don't have to use the colorway that I used. You can use whatever the colorway you want. But a lot of the colorways are back in stock right now. Wanderlust is there right now, or at least it was 25 minutes ago. So, and it is 35% off. So that makes it $19.50 for a 10 pack of yarn. You're going to need 2 of the 10 packs. And to be honest with you, there's just one scan of yarn. You only need one of. So you might get an extra scan of one of the colors, but you know, hey, you got enough to make a hat, right? Just want to be clear about that. So you're going to use like 18.5 scans of this yarn or thereabouts. Um, so you're talking making an Afghan for $39, of course, plus shipping. Now the way Lovecrafts does it, I think if you order $60 worth of yarn, you get free shipping. But you know, no pressure to you there. I actually did place an order with them this week, and it came yesterday because I'm going to use their yarn again in another crochet along coming soon, and it's a different group of colors. It's a fewer number of colors, but I'm real excited about it. Um, so just wanted to let you know that I was just really, 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 really excited about that. Let me just look at my notes here to see if there's anything I'm forgetting. Did you all enjoy the fudge? I noticed that some of you got a chance to make the peanut butter fudge recipe. For those of you who are new and didn't see it, there's a video on my crochet channel. I know, food and crochet, right? Right after I told you about my weight loss thing. Well, I'll talk about that too because let you know, full disclosure, during the holidays, I didn't lose any weight during the holidays, but I didn't gain significantly either. And so I've just learned how to, you know, budget things along. And I did enjoy my fudge. I enjoyed way too much of it, actually. But I enjoyed fudge. I enjoyed Grandma Barker's red velvet um, cake with the what do you call it, cream pecan icing. Oh my goodness, I probably ate half of that cake, but not all at one time, just little piece here, little piece there over the week and a half, 2 week period. But oh my, so I'm, you know, I did enjoy the holidays, I promise you. I had the carbs like everybody else. Was freshly reminded of how much the carbs make me sleepy and how much the carbs give me headaches. So I'm further motivated to steer clear of some of that stuff. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the fudge. If you did, I'd love to hear from you. Um, let's see if there's anything else. Okay, I think I'm almost done. I think I am done. It is 12:32, which is a good time to be done so that I can let you guys get about your day. Um, oh, Patsy said she did try it and she said she liked it. Good, good. Um, Michelle said she enjoyed the video, though she doesn't eat fudge. You're a smart one, my friend. It's always hard to just eat one of those. Sometimes I'll say, I'm just going to have one piece, and it turns into like three. But, and SJB says she gave some as gifts. That's great. I actually have done that for many, many times in the past. Just put it in a little, like, one of those little metal containers and maybe wrap it in some paper, and, you know, it travels very well. Um, Okay, well, I'm gonna have to let you go. Um, okay, okay. Now someone is telling me that Wonderlust is out of stock at this moment. Um, that's too bad because it was in stock just a little bit ago. Let me mention. I know I'm jumping all over the place. Let me mention about ordering from Lovecrafts. They do replenish quickly. So if what you're looking for is not available, what you can do is there's a little place on there where it says you can click if you want them to notify you when it becomes available. I would highly recommend you do that. And as soon as it becomes available, um, you can get it ordered if that's the yarn you want. Of course, you can use any acrylic yarn that you would like. One person did have an excellent question a couple days ago, or I think it was yesterday. She said, well, if they don't have the acrylic, they do have the cotton available. Should I get that instead? And my response was, well, cotton as a fiber, I was showing you a design right here with it, is great for certain things, but it is heavier than acrylic. And if this particular Afghan is going to be highly textured and it's going to be heavy when you're done with it, even with just acrylic. If you make it into cotton, it's going to be much heavier. And some of you may like a weighted blanket that's heavier, but you know it's going to stretch the stitches a bit because of the weight. And also, you think about washing and drying something that's big and as much cotton as that. I mean, it could potentially tear up your washing machine. So, I mean, that would be one reason I would say I'd stay away from that. I would go with the acrylic, and I think the acrylic is going to be warmer if you're living in a cold climate anyway. It'll retain heat better. Um, and I think it washes and dries much better. Um, as far as your equipment, your washer and dryer, I think a big heavy cotton thing, could do it in. So those are my thoughts on that. Um, Becky, thank you for keeping us safe. She's deleting some people. That's good. Thank you for doing that. Seems like some people just don't have enough time on their hands or have too much time on their hands. Well, in lieu of that, I'm going to sign off for real this time. And I wanted to read a thought to you that I read in my Bible commentary. I'm studying Psalm 119, which is the longest chapter in the Bible, but it's a wonderful, wonderful psalm if you've never read it. And in the commentary is a quote by a 19th century theologian named Francis J. Hall. And just a thought to think about for the week. He said, "Humility makes men angels. Pride makes angels devils." So think about it. Well, Lord willing, I'll see you next Friday. God bless. Bye-bye.